So for this assignment, we're going to continue our research on dynasties. Last week, we looked at some vocabulary for uh, the rise and fall of dynasties. And this week, we're going to look at the beginning of dynasties, specifically your dynasty. So what you should do is Google search your dynasty. My example is the Sui dynasty. And so I'm going to choose Baidu on the Sui dynasty. And I'm going to scroll down past the general introduction and past how the dynasty got its name. And I'm going to go right to the history and how the dynasty got started. And I'm going to use Para to help me read. And what I'd like you to do is read the introduction on how the dynasty got started and compose 3 to 5 questions based on this information. So I'm going to pop this up. So I read, for example, that the original emperor of the previous dynasty, the northern dynasty, the northern states, right? He was a drunk and a lecher who was corrupt and had 5 wives. And so I can already ask the question, why did the previous dynasty fall? Well, based on Chinese conceptions, he lost the mandate of heavens because he was so corrupt. So 为什么 Qian Chao, the previous dynasty? And I got the word Qian Chao for previous dynasty. I didn't actually know how to say that, so I went and looked it up because I wanted to make my text sound really formal. I went and looked it up on NCIKU. I looked at previous dynasty, and they came up with Qian Chao as an example. So going back to my work here, show this. 为什么前朝灭亡了? Or 前朝为什么灭亡了? And then I could answer it based on this text. And that would be my first question. And the text goes on to explain that one of his 5 concubines had a relative who's going to turn out to be the next emperor, the first emperor of the Sui dynasty. So I could ask the question, 元朝最后皇帝和隋朝第一个皇帝有什么关系? And the computer froze. So that's what you're going to do. You'll make 3 to 5 questions based on your reading, and then you can answer them. And if you want to break that into 2 assignments, you can, because it's going to take some puzzling out what the text says and some thinking to make the questions, and then some thinking to answer the questions. And use this as an opportunity to push your language, steal words and phrases from the document to put into your question, okay? Because the point of this is not just to learn about the dynasty, but to improve your Mandarin and to get exposure to some new 书面语, higher level Mandarin, and also ways to talk about dynasties themselves.